Morning, Facebook friends. Hey, we're here today. I've got the fire going. Everything looks great. You know, when you're burning a fire, the fuel that you guys use is really the biggest thing that you have to be concerned with. You guys wouldn't put bad gas in your car, would you? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't put bad gas in the lawnmower. It won't run. Why would you do anything different with your fireplace? So, knowing the brand or the kinds of fuel that you need to burn or the kinds of wood that you need to burn are very important to you and how your fireplace performs. If the wood's too wet, it won't go through the right combustion process. It won't produce the amount of heat that your fireplace needs to keep you warm. So make sure that your wood is seasoned, dry, or not too wet. So this brings up wood management. Okay, you just called the local wood guy, you're going to get some wood for your fireplace, everything's going to be great. This guy shows up with a Datsun pickup load of wood, dumps it in your front yard, off he goes, he's got his $100, $150, and you're all happy. You got wood, the fireplace is going to burn. There's where the first problem lies. What wood did you get? What wood did you order? How much wood did you order? You know, when people show up and they say, oh yeah, a cord of wood is $185, does anybody know what the size of a cord of wood is? So a true cord of wood is going to be 4 foot wide, 4 foot high, and 8 foot long. So if this guy dumps you off a Datsun pickup, I can guarantee you there's not a cord of wood in the back of that truck. So do some measuring. Make them stack it. Make sure that it measures up to a cord. If you want, you can order what's called a rick. A rick is a half a cord of wood, 2 foot wide, 4 foot tall, 8 foot long. Or you can order a half a rick, which is 2 foot wide, 4 foot tall, 4 foot long. Know what size or how much wood you're ordering and make sure that they don't get the better of you. Now, you called him up, you said, hey, I want the best wood. So what you want to try to do is make sure and tell them what kind of wood you're looking for. These guys are out there cutting out of wherever they can to get that pickup load of wood. So you want to make sure they're not bringing you out a whole load of hedge. You want to make sure they're not bringing you out a bunch of cottonwood, elms, the really trash woods. So in our Facebook page here in a little bit, we're going to post the kinds of woods that are out there. Now, what do different woods do for you? It's called BTUs. So oak, hardwood oak, seasoned to the right moisture content, will produce more BTUs than about any wood on the market or out there. So what you got to be aware of though is there are woods that produce more BTUs but can be dangerous for you to burn or can cause harm to your appliance. So cordwood oak, dried and seasoned, is by far my favorite wood to burn. Now, where do you live? What wood is indigenous to where you're at? You might see maple out there. Maple's a good hardwood to burn. Northwest, you might find alder out there. Colorado, they find a lot of spruce, birch, and woods like that. So knowing what's in your area, what's available to you when you order your wood is going to be very important. Now, a couple of the woods that are indigenous to the Kansas area is going to be hackberry and locust. Both of these are good woods. They produce a nice BTU, not as many BTUs as hardwood oak, but a nice BTU. So I like kind of a mixture of all three of those woods when I'm going to burn my fireplace. So the hackberry and the locust is going to add a little bit more fuel to your fire because hardwood oak sometimes is hard to burn. So now seasoned. Any one of these woods are a great wood. You got your oak, your locust, your hackberry, but the guy went out and he cut down a green tree and it hasn't been seasoned out, your fireplace is not going to perform to the level that you want it to perform. As a matter of fact, that's what creosote's going to start. wood goes through a breakdown process so that it becomes fire. So if you have a really wet wood, it's going to have to steam that wood out before it creates a fire. So when wood steams, then what happens is that takes the smoke and gases from the wood and it starts to collect in your chimney. So now your chimney's starting to creosote up. Now the next time you get some good dry wood and going in there and you get a really hot fire going, that's when the creosote's going to catch on fire. It's going to start to ooze and drip down your chimney and it's going to catch on fire. So knowing that wood management is going to be very important for you. So now you've got your, when you're talking to the guy, hey, I want some wood that's been down, dried, at least one season. If it was dead wood when you brought it down, no more than one season. Sometimes if the wood was brought down green, you're probably going to need to wait a couple of seasons. So this brings the other thing. I have dedicated wood burners. The dedicated wood burners are going to be the people that heat their house from October to March, and they tell the gas man to go bye-bye. No gas here. They tell the electric guy, hey, I'm not paying that much this month. I'm burning wood. So these guys will take their wood and they season it for their next 2 years. So they bring down their wood, buy their wood, get it into a storage facility. You want it up off the ground. You don't want it laying on the ground. If you need to cover it, you need to cover it in order to help hold some of the moisture in as it gets more aged. Air drying it for a season is not a bad thing. Allow for that moisture to work its way out of there. But then you don't want your wood to become too dry. So when the wood starts to become too dry, then you don't get as much BTUs out of it. So you do need some moisture in your wood, but you don't want it too dry. One of the things that we sell, or you can find online, is a moisture content checker for your wood. You actually stick this probe into the wood and it'll tell you how much moisture is in that wood. So pick one of these up, get it online, whatever. Fuel management is what you're going for. So now one of the things that when we sell people a new stove and we take them through some of this, I could talk for hours about this, but I don't want to bore you to death with wood. So we have what is called Burnwise Video from the Hearth Patio Barbecue Association. This is something that you can find online, or we do sell the DVDs in our stores. But we give one of those away whenever we sell you a new stove. This is a nice video that talks about you and your stove. It talks about wood management. It talks about maintenance of your stove and everything to do with wood burning. It's a wonderful video. So pick one of those up. That'll help you a lot with trying to take care and manage your wood, your burning, and get the heat that you want out of your fireplace. I want to thank everybody today tuning in. That's a little bit on wood management. We're going to have more sessions on pellet stoves, gas fireplaces, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the different wood stoves that are out there on the market. So today I want to thank you guys for tuning in. A little bit on wood management. Thumbs up, share us, be our Facebook friends. Thank you.